Howdy, this is Group 17's oral presentation of the Psychology in Film Project. The character I'll be discussing is Patrick Bateman from the film American Psycho. Bateman is a Harvard graduate and a very wealthy investment banker on Wall Street. He is portrayed in the film as a near-perfect man with very few physical flaws. He begins his mornings with a very long, specific routine, which consists of depuffing his face, an extensive shower routine, and many stomach crunches. He also surrounds himself with other wealthy, arrogant bankers and lives in Manhattan's Upper West Side. Diagnosis and context. Bateman's actions and behaviors suggest that he has antisocial personality disorder. Those with ASPD often possess impulsive, criminalistic behavior. For example, in the movie, Bateman lures women in to ultimately harm them. Bateman's character often says things very aggressively without consideration of others. Manhattan's upper-class society negatively impacts Bateman's behavior consistent with antisocial personality disorder by increasing Bateman's underlying need for greed and power. In this culture, everyone is always trying to one-up their fellow man. However, the diagnosis of ASPD varies across cultures, as ASPD is very rare or often misdiagnosed. Evidence. In the film, Bateman shows aggressive outbursts and substance abuse. When anything minor happens in Bateman's life, he blows up. For example, he says, "I will kill you," and then continues to yell profanity at the dry cleaners when they could not remove the bloodstains from the sheets. Also, when he was told that the bar he was at was cash only, he threatened to stab the woman to death and play around with her blood. According to the DSM-5, an individual who is diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder may have aggressiveness and irritability. Bateman engages in the use of drugs and encourages others to participate as well. He seems to have a very accessible supply of a variety of drugs. In one scene, Bateman and Timothy Bryce are engaging in cocaine in the bathroom. In the DSM, cocaine is an example of consistent irresponsibility. Treatment. ASPD is a very under-researched disorder. Treatment heavily depends on the eagerness of the person and what situation they are in. Cognitive behavioral therapy has been one of the most effective forms of therapy for ASPD. According to the article, The Effectiveness of Cognitive Behavioral Therapies for Personality Disorders, CBT applies a cognitive formulation to target the dysfunctional beliefs that underlie aggressiveness, criminal, or self-damaging behaviors. His character would cross social barriers such as stigma and shame around having mental illness as an upper-class citizen. Having a lack of education or misinformation about ASPD also affects whether or not Bateman would seek treatment. Broader perspectives. The film contains some accurate portrayals of ASPD and psychopathy. However, psychopathy is not always present in those with ASPD, and the term psychopath is not synonymous with sociopath. Throughout the film, Bateman possesses symptoms of other disorders. This can confuse viewers, causing them to associate certain symptoms with the wrong disorder. ASPD is also negatively skewed in the film, as the movie portrays the disorder as hyperviolent, and symptoms are over-exaggerated for dramatic effect. The end.